Hello and welcome to The View from 4 Feet and 3 Inches, episode 9, I think. My name is Cassidy Huff, in case you don't know me, and this is my boyfriend, Kaz.
Hello.
If it looks like we're exhausted, we are. It's 11 o'clock p.m., the night before this releases, so you guys aren't even seeing this 12 hours after we filmed it. It's been a day. It's been a week. But most of all, it's been a day. I've been on and off calls all day. Kaz got sick this morning. It's been a day. Anyways, let's jump into what's it called? Visual descriptions? Yeah. See, it's going to be one of those episodes. We're tired. Okay. I am a white woman with blonde hair pulled back into a ponytail. I have black glasses, and I am currently wearing a baby blue Taylor Swift 1989 sweatshirt. I am sitting with a gold pillow behind me, and we're sitting on a gray couch. Go for it, babe.
I am a Asian male with short black hair and
We're so tired.
rimless glasses.
Oh, wow.
And I'm wearing a black Disney 100 shirt that has different characters on it, like Pluto and Mickey, Goofy. Let's see.
No, they don't need all of them. Just, yeah.
Chippendale.
Wow.
And it's purple, white, and yellow. And Chippendale are their colors.
Okay.
And everyone is wearing silver because it's Disney 100.
All right. So that is what our visual description is. So today we are going to talk about our experience with our monster kitty that we adopted. He's great, but he's had a little bit of a rough start. So, and as you can see, I don't have any notes in front of me at this time, so I'm going off of pure memory today. Pure memory and vibes. This is what we're doing today. Let's start with why we wanted to adopt a cat. Go for it.
We thought it was time to expand the family.
You make it sound like we're in like a cult.
Well,
Well, nothing. We are not in a cult.
now it was really because you were loud.
Sorry. I was joyful. Anyways.
Well, the mic wasn't ready for that, and neither were the listeners.
Sorry. Anyways, yes, we agreed that it was time to, as Kaz put it, expand the family. You've never had a cat.
I've never.
People are going to click off this episode so fast. I promise it gets so interesting. He's had so many health problems. Anyways, Kaz has never had a cat.
Yeah, you keep cutting me off, man.
Sorry. Get go.
I've never had a cat. The first cat that my family has had passed away when I was very young. Yeah, that's the only cat that I had, but I didn't have to take care of her at all.
Right, because you were little.
I just kind of coexisted with her. Other experience that I've had with cats are like my ex-girlfriend's cats and her family's cats. So I did take care of them occasionally, but I did not live with them to the extent that I'm living with Monty. Speak of the devil. Here he comes.
This sounds like one of those documentaries.
He's here.
That's like, and then I met Monty, you
Yeah.
know? And then it's like...
So if you're watching the visual, he is coming right up onto us.
He's on my lap currently.
And if you can hear him,
crawling to Kaz.
he is...
Buddy, you're going to fall in the tea. Don't fall into the tea.
I'm lifting him behind me. So now he's climbing behind me on the gold pillow that we have behind our backs.
We thought that it was time for a cat, mainly because I've grown up with cats my whole life. My family's always had cats. And I love cats. Champ is getting older. I don't think he's. Champ is my service dog, for those who don't know. I don't think he's at retirement age yet. However, he's getting up there. He's going to be 7 this year. And our house is pretty quiet, was pretty quiet, pretty calm, pretty chill. Like, I work from home, so I'm basically on the computer all day. Kaz is in and out, going to and from work and school. So both of us are, and like when we are all home together, we're mainly like cooking, watching TV, getting ready to go somewhere, stuff like that. So everything was pretty calm. So we decided now was the time. And boy, was it. So we researched rescues, and by we I mean Kaz found them. Monty's back.
Yeah, Monty's also breathing into the microphone.
Monty's a little congested. We'll get into why.
He's very congested.
We'll get into why. Monty is an all black cat, by the way. He's all black.
He's a short hair.
Domestic short hair.
Mm-hmm.
Just get the mic close so that they can hear him. He's very congested. So Kaz looked at multiple different rescues. We went into places like, what is it, PetSmart? Yeah, PetSmart. We looked at the rescues they were paired with. My best friend works for a cat rescue in New Jersey, so we talked to her quite a bit about, how to choose a cat rescue and what to look for, things like that. So we finally found one, and we matched with them really well. And we put in an application, just a general one, saying that we wanted to adopt and we were thinking about a black cat. What drew you to black cats? I don't really have an answer.
Nothing really.
I just always thought they were cool. And I felt bad that they were like...
I don't really mind, usually, the color of cats.
Well, yeah, I'm laughing, but some people do.
Yeah, I know.
So we ended up matching with this rescue. They called me because I was like the primary contact. They called me, asked a bunch of questions about our home, and they said, "Hey, we have some kittens for you to come look at. Can you come tomorrow?" And both of us were like, I guess.
Yeah, it was a little abrupt.
Yeah. So we went to a pet store, got like a cardboard cat carrier.
Yeah, please tell me, PetSmart, why those are $10. I think they should be like...
$4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So we got like a cardboard cat carrier because the rescue was like, you might take one home tomorrow. So we were like, okay. So we got the basics, but we weren't quite sure what food this kitten would be on, what litter this kitten would be used to. Boy, were we in for a surprise. So we get the like date and time down for us to go over there, and you can pick up the story from here.
Date and time?
Uh-huh. So we get there the next day.
Oh, yeah, we got there, and we're originally looking at a specific cat that wasn't Monty.
It was actually Monty's brother.
Yeah, it was
Monty's litter mate.
Yes.
One of them.
And he was very... That was weird.
I don't know what that sound
Okay,
from the mic was.
we'll
Anyways,
cut.
we're moving past it.
Okay.
I'm not cutting anything. No, we
Oh.
won't. That's going to stay in there.
Okay.
It's 9 hours until this episode releases. I don't have time.
Okay, so when we get there, there's a bunch of cats, and it's not like a bunch. There's like 3 kittens.
I think there's 5.
Yeah, but there was 3 that were being introduced to us. There was one that she just picked up off of the street recently, so it was like in a little mesh playpen to be like away from the other cats. But
And
like,
that one wasn't ready to be
yeah,
adopted.
it wasn't ready to be adopted. But like, the mesh doesn't really like,
Okay, whatever.
separate
We're
them.
we're moving past the mesh.
Okay. What? Okay, so then his brother that we were there to see didn't want to do didn't want to
Didn't want anything to do with us.
didn't want anything to do with us.
Didn't really interact with us.
Yeah, he wasn't very interested in us. He was more interested in playing like a normal kitten would want to do
With the rest of them.
Yes, but it was fine. But Monty immediately jumped into Cassidy's lap and laid there.
Fell asleep.
Yeah.
As soon as I sat down.
And I was like, "Oh, you made a friend," and it was just kind of surprising that he did that because I don't think we were expecting that to happen at all, really.
The reason we weren't looking at Monty mainly was because we knew he was blind.
Yeah, the rescue told us he was blind and they were telling us that because he was blind, he probably would be scared, like more scared of Champ and less
No.
adventurous.
It was the less adventurous part. He really liked dogs because they had a puppy in the house.
Right.
So, but they were saying it was gonna take longer for him to adjust to the environment because he was blind. So we originally were like, look, I'm disabled. We don't need a disabled animal. Well, we got the disabled animal. We weren't even looking at Monty mainly because they discouraged us from it. They were like, we don't think he's going to be a good match. And, like you can look at him, play with him, whatever, but you're probably not going to leave with Monty. And his name was not Monty.
Oh, he's back.
Are you okay? You're really congested? Yeah.
Why does he sound like some sort of NPC
I don't know.
from a game?
I know, buddy. So we knew he was blind. We were told that he was not born like that. We were told that it was a complication from when he got neutered.
With anesthesia.
With anesthesia. And I've never heard of that's my arm, buddy. I've never heard of that. I've had cats my whole life. I would not say that I'm extremely educated on them. I've just never heard of anything like that. So I was kind of surprised. But whatever. Who am I to say that wasn't the case, So he immediately jumps into my lap. After a few minutes, he's asleep. After a few minutes, wanted to play with the other kittens, to see what the options were. So I give him over to Kaz, and Monty adjusts himself onto Kaz's chest and falls asleep again. And so the rescue made it pretty clear that he didn't do that for anybody else, any other possible adopters. So she was pretty surprised that happened. But once that happened, we were like, well, what are we supposed to do? We can't just leave without him now.
Yeah.
We have to take this cat home. So we ended up taking the disabled cat home.
He chose us.
He did. He did choose us. And we were told that morning, that he woke up
with the sniffles.
We didn't really know what that meant. So we were like, okay, cool. They sent us home with some meds, but they didn't tell us how much of those meds to give him, like the dosage.
Mm-hmm.
And they just told us to put it on his food. And so we took him home, and I have never seen a cat adjust so quickly to an environment before. Usually they tell you all the cat blogs and YouTube videos and whatever you're researching when you're getting a cat. say that, especially if you have any animals, but really just in general, to keep the cat in a room in the house for like 1 to 2 weeks, usually.
Also, if you hear snoring in the background,
That's Champ.
yeah.
So we were fully intending to keep him in the bathroom for at least a few days. We set up his food in there. We figured out what food he ate. We asked the rescue, how much food he was eating, and they were like, we don't really know. The kittens all eat together. And he was significantly smaller than his litter mates and the kittens that were around the same age as him. The other ones that weren't his litter mates. And like half the size, close to. He wasn't even 3 pounds.
Yeah.
When we brought him home that day. That was 3 weeks ago now. The other kittens were pushing 5 pounds.
Yeah, maybe like mid 4.5.
Yeah, so he was significantly smaller. He was about 13 weeks old. 14 weeks old.
Yeah.
And we were told he had all of his vaccines done and everything. So we brought him home. He adjusted really, really quickly. So quickly that we were like, this cat is not going to do well trapped in a bathroom. Now, I've never had a cat, but I was like, let him out. And so we let him out little by little and let him explore within like the first day, because he was adjusting faster than I've ever seen an animal adjust ever. Him and Champ immediately got along so well. Champ grooms him.
Yep.
I've never seen him do that. I've seen him lick cats, like my mom's cats, but he like fully grooms Monty. They play together, they sleep together, they sleep in the same bed together.
Mm-hmm.
They eat together, they do everything together. They are very attached to each other. Like love at first sight kind of attachment. So that was very comforting. His sight really isn't an issue. Obviously,
like most disabled people, it's usually not an issue.
Surprise. I sounded so ableist there. As a blind person, I was like, surprise, he's fine. No, but I was expecting him to adjust slower because of his sight. And what is he doing?
He just yawned and it looked really funny on camera.
And he was perfectly fine. So he's still not really even. He's pretty much memorized where everything is. Sometimes he runs into walls if he's going really fast.
Yeah.
But we've seen it firsthand. He cannot see.
Yeah. When we dangle toys in front of his face, when he can't hear them, he has no idea where they are.
He doesn't even acknowledge their presence.
Yeah. Until it makes a noise, and then he tracks it.
If the house is quiet, like Kaz and I are both doing something separate, and we're not talking, there's no noise being made, he will cry, and he'll look for one of us.
He'll wander around.
And just cry. Until one of us says, oh, Monty, we're over here. And then he's like, oh, okay, and he'll run over there. But he genuinely does not know you're there. So he's definitely blind. But other than that, he's super adventurous. He's super curious. He's learning what counters are.
Yeah.
We managed to keep that secret for a few weeks.
Yeah, he's just getting bigger and he likes to climb on stuff.
Yeah. First day, he wouldn't eat at all. Refused to eat. Second day, we got him, and I was like, maybe he's just stressed. Like, I've seen cats do that before. They're just stressed. They've been through a big trauma. We just took him away from, like, the only home he's ever known. Also, he was found originally at a few days old in a warehouse in a box. Him and his litter mates were. Mom was nowhere to be found, so he was bottle fed. So he has some weird quirks because Mom did not teach him, because Mom was not there. So he has some weird quirks because he doesn't know how to be a cat sometimes. So I think Champ is trying to teach him how to be a dog.
Yeah.
So he's going to wind up being a lot more like a dog than a cat. But that's okay. We love him anyways.
Anyway, we thought there was something wrong with him.
So day 2, we took him to the vet because he sounded horrible.
Yeah.
When he was breathing.
worse than
Horrible.
what you heard recently.
Yeah, like wheezing bad. Like you could hear him from across the
Yeah,
room.
constant sneezing.
And
Almost.
reverse sneezing.
Yes.
And coughing.
Yeah, it was hard.
It was really bad.
He's better now.
He's fine. Um, but we took him to the vet because we were really concerned. I had to stay home because I had a work thing. Kaz had to take this poor little kitten to the vet all by himself. So what did they say at that first initial visit?
Well, we took him to a VCA.
Right, because our
And-
regular vet couldn't get him in.
Yeah. So they told me they didn't really know what it was. It could have been, they were like, it could be a parasite. And so they prescribed him some antibiotics. And we went through that, but he still wasn't getting better. So then we took him to the vet like 2 weeks ago. And
Like
they-
2 days after we took him to the first vet.
Yeah, because we were like, well, let's at least get him into our primary
Yeah,
vet.
so they
that-
can look at him, yeah.
Yes, that we trust.
Also, I was like, that is not a parasite. He does not have a parasite. I just
Yeah.
had a feeling. Also,
Because he had an appetite
hi.
after,
I was also, I know.
and now he's on Cassidy's
climbing on
lap
me.
and making himself comfortable.
I
Whoa.
know.
All
You're
right.
breathing. We're talking about you.
Yeah, you didn't think it was a
I
parasite.
didn't think it was a parasite. We were also really worried because if it was a parasite, they were like, oh, also, if it is a parasite, humans can get it and your dog is in danger. And we were
Yeah.
like, oh my God. So,
Long story short,
We're very
we found
concerned.
out it wasn't a parasite.
not a parasite.
And
After many vet visits
yes.
and a $600 vet visit.
Yeah, that one was very recent.
It was last week.
We had them check him out, and he
He's breathing very loudly. He's
they
very
were
relaxed.
they were suggesting to us to have a respiratory panel to rule things out or find some answers. So
And keep in mind, this whole time he has not gotten better.
yes,
He's just been, I mean, like a little bit. He's gotten a little bit better. He's put on a lot of weight. Not
Yes.
a lot, but like he went from barely 3 pounds to 4 pounds. So yeah,
yes,
barely 4 pounds.
yeah,
Not even 4 pounds yet. And so he's grown quite a bit. He's adjusting really well, but still he sounds horrible. Not as bad,
yeah.
but still coughing, or no more coughing, still sneezing, still discharge coming out, still puffy eyes, so he's not getting better.
Yeah. So the panel comes back,
On Friday, that was 2 days ago.
yeah, 2 days ago. You go.
So the vet calls us and she's like, thank God we did the panel. He did test positive for a type of bacteria, so we'll prescribe him antibiotics for that. But also, he tested positive for feline herpes virus. So we were like, oh God, what is that? And she explained that it is a lifelong chronic condition. So he's not only blind, he's chronically ill. And
It is most likely the cause of his blindness also.
yeah, so what we think happened, because once we told our vet that the rescue told us that he was blind because of anesthesia complications, she was like, I've literally never heard of that. When a vet tells you they've never heard of something, I was like, Like, sometimes that can be true, and it whatever. But in this case, I was like, yeah, no, I don't think that's the reason. She thinks it's complications due to his herpes. So he was most likely born with it. His mom most likely had it. And that's how he
Probably
Had
because
it.
she was a stray or something.
something. We don't know who mom was. We don't know if she was a stray. We don't know if he was dumped. No idea. So, mom probably had feline herpes virus, which obviously now he has it. which is probably the cause for his blindness, and it probably went undetected until they were doing all of his like vitals and stuff after he came out of surgery, and they were like, oh, he can't see. That's a problem. His pupils do dilate, so he has light and dark perception. But they did some vision tests on him, which I didn't even know cat vision tests sort of thing. Turns out they are.
They're very basic.
Yeah.
If we want more of a extensive
We do not
one
need
to
it.
figure out like how much or whatever, our vet told us that we could go to like a what are those called?
Like an ophthalmologist.
Yeah, an ophthalmologist.
Like a kitty ophthalmologist.
Yeah.
I didn't know those were a thing either.
That would be for more extensive answers.
Right now, those are
more,
unnecessary.
Yeah, and more detail.
But he's fine. If it becomes like a more serious problem, obviously we'll go that route. But he's fine for right now. So with herpes, feline herpes virus, he's just a lot more prone to respiratory infections. And it's kind of like me. When I get a cold, something that Kaz would be over in like 3 days lasts for me for like 2 weeks. So just because I'm smaller and my immune system is worse, it's the same for him. So something that, other cats are fine with can just hit him a lot longer and a lot harder. So he is currently trying to get over a respiratory infection. You can treat the respiratory infection, but the herpes itself does not have a cure. Excuse me.
You can manage
it. It's very manageable. It doesn't shorten his lifespan at all. Turns out it's very common in rescues and in shelters. So we're working on getting some antibiotics. Also, he's having other issues that we won't go into too much detail about, but he's having other issues, and basically those are because the rescue wasn't so
thorough
and just was like, oh, he has more sniffles, and just pumped him full of antibiotics. And so those antibiotics are really good until you have too much of them. Like anything is good in moderation. Most things are good in moderation, but too much of it is bad for you. So he had too much antibiotics, and it just ravaged his immune system. So now we have to have him on probiotics to try and build some of the good bacteria in his immune system back up, because he has no bacteria in his immune system, which is causing other problems. So his vet visit on Monday was $600, and I'm still waiting for pet insurance to reimburse me. Go subscribe to my Patreon, buy my merch, please.
Yeah, we have some really cool merch.
We do. Kaz designed it.
Yeah, that we designed.
You say we. It was really you.
Yeah, and then we put it on some shirts.
Yeah, and some other things.
Yeah, go check it out. The
link is down below on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're listening on any other platform, it is in the link in my bio in any of my social media.
Yeah. We just had a giveaway.
We did a 40,000 follower giveaway. We should do 50,000 soon.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to hit 50,000 in the next week.
So, be ready for that. Just, you can get some free merch if...
Monty is not on any merch right now.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about how we gave him the name Monty. So originally his name was Ryan. Why? Ryan spelled with an I. R-I-A-N.
Yeah,
if your name is Ryan, I'm sorry.
Brian without the B.
Your name is beautiful. However, it's not the name for a cat.
Not for this cat.
He's not Brian. Or Ryan.
Brian.
He's not either of those. You want to tell the story about how we got his name?
Well, we called my parents, and we were like, he needs 2 names, and it needs to be, like, elegant.
We really gave them, yeah.
Yeah.
A riddle to solve.
They're good at riddles.
They are. They're great at them. They named him.
Yeah. So I was like, he needs like a butler name. And then someone goes, Montgomery. And I was
I
like,
think it was your dad.
yes,
Yes, Montgomery.
that's
okay.
what we need.
That's his middle name. What's his
Well,
first name?
His first name is Christopher. Super generic. I think
Right.
it's hilarious.
I think
So
it's
his
great.
full name is Christopher Montgomery Akers Huff.
I don't know why we have hyphenated
I
our
think
last
it's
names.
perfect.
Not Huff Acres? I feel like that sounds better. Christopher Montgomery Huff Acres.
Huff Akers?
Huff Acres.
That's awful.
Okay, let us know in the comments what you think his hyphenated last name should be.
Akers also is the first in the alphabet.
Yeah, okay. And?
And then he will sit in the front of the classroom because he's blind and because he
is a cat.
I thought it was funny.
He's a cat. Anyways, so that is the story of Monty. Now he's a menace to society and is in his full kitten
Teenage.
area. No, he's still a baby.
Not really teenage.
Teenage
like
is like-
toddler.
Uh-huh.
He's a toddler.
He is getting into everything, attacking you.
It's okay though because we love him.
We do love him.
Let's wrap up.
Yes, let's wrap up. Anyways, that is our story about our kitten that we got. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Kaz is tired, so he wants to go to bed. I will have to edit this episode late into the night.
Well, I'm trying to help you.
I know you're trying to help me.
I'm also trying to help them.
Thanks.
It's like a 30-minute episode about a cat that
They
has
love
herpes.
it.
It took this long to tell them that he has herpes.
It did. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please make sure to leave a 5-star review. Depending on where you're watching, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all of the above. If you want to see us post every single day, which I don't know why you would want more of this content every single day, but if you do, go follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts, where I post every single day. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I have a YouTube video, usually a vlog, every Wednesday, and a podcast that comes out every Sunday.
Subscribing is free.
Subscribing is free. Some people charge.
Yep.
Anyways, we're not there yet. Maybe we'll get there someday. Make sure to go check out my merch. The link is down below if you are watching on YouTube. If you are listening on another platform, you can go check it out in any of the links in my bio.
As said before.
As said before. And thank you so much for watching and listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye.